Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was at some sort of political event where she was speaking before constituents. And during this event, there was a person in the audience who was calling for Democrats to be tried for treason and be executed for treason. And what is difficult to stomach is that regardless of how crazy and potentially violent some of these individuals might be, or their proposals might be, you can't rely on people like Marjorie Greene to shoot down the stupid and violent suggestions that are being put out there. So here's the video in question. We'll talk about it once we come back.
And I want to, yes, sir. I'm going to do one more. Yes, sir.
What is the penalty for treason? Okay, we know treason has been deleted, and nobody having to answer for it. Something has got to be done. It's treason. Our country, our Constitution has been stomped under the feet. It's written according to the Bible. Like you said, we got to get prayers for the country. We got to be, people got to be tried for treason.
And death penalty. Well, I think we're ending on a right note.
When you start propagandizing and spreading this idea that your political opponents are traitors to the country, that they are dangerous individuals and they must be brought to justice, what do you think some people who might be particularly unhinged might think about doing? Especially if the message here, because the message here is they should be tried for treason, but no one's doing anything about their treason, right?
No, they're definitely saying let's kill them. That's super obvious at the end. She said death penalty, and Marjorie Taylor Greene was delighted. She cackled at the idea. So look, you can talk about how people have betrayed the country. That's perfectly normal. I talk about it, okay? I think Trump tried to do a coup, and Rudy and Bannon, et cetera. Have you ever heard us calling for their execution?
Not once.
Never,
not once.
ever, not even close, right? In fact, when they go to arrest them for doing a coup, I mean, the highest crime against America, the Republicans go, oh, come on. You can't arrest our beloved, dear leader. But for the Democrats who didn't do a coup, they're like, oh, let's kill him. So, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is an actual United States Congresswoman going, yeah, that's a good way to end.
That's great. Yeah, let's end on a good note.
Maniac.
But like, let's compare apples to apples, okay? So let's say we cover a Trump story. It gets someone in the audience riled up, right? They write in, we're reading comments, and someone suggests something violent. What do you do in that situation, Cenk? You immediately condemn it and say, no, we don't engage in political violence, period. It's not hard to do.
You've seen me do it so many times. Anytime anybody goes anywhere near violence, I go, don't do that. That is a terrible idea, it is immoral, it is counterproductive, etc., right? And then meanwhile, you got politicians on their side laughing it up about murdering the other side. I mean, they say we have Trump derangement syndrome. Are you insane? You guys have Democratic derangement syndrome. You think Democrats are like these child molesting, eating the children, and they're doing coups when you guys are doing coups, and let's kill them, right? 41% of Republicans now say it might be time for violence.
Well, they have Republican politicians like Marjorie Greene going around arguing that the election was stolen by Biden, even though there's no evidence of that, even though the Trump campaign took that argument to court, not once, not twice, not 12 times, not 24 times, 60 times, 60 times. Failed to show a shred of evidence of widespread voter fraud, failed to win a single case. Well, one case they won a little bit in Pennsylvania, which made no difference at all when it came to that state. But my point here is the election was not stolen from Trump. I believe that Marjorie Greene knows that, but still goes around the country, riles up the Republican base by making them think the election was stolen. Okay, so this is the reason why people get so angry, because they think that democracy was stolen from them.
I know, and look here, the #1 culprits by a landslide is right-wing leaders, both the politicians and the media. How often has right-wing media pointed out that he lost those 60 cases, and in none of those cases did he ever present any evidence? In Pennsylvania, that half win didn't say that the Pennsylvania election was wrong and that there was fraud and that Trump had won. It didn't say any of that. And you can go look it up. You could look up the other 61 cases too. You could look them all up. And at one point, the judge says to Rudy Giuliani, "Are you going to present any evidence?" And he says, "No." And now Giuliani's arguing like, I mean, I didn't have to have evidence, did I? No, of course I don't have any evidence. So, but right-wing voters don't know that because they listen to the total deranged liars in right-wing media who make it seem like the election was stolen from Trump. It's a total, utter lie. They're all liars. They lie to you 24/7. That's why you never got the facts if you're a right-winger.
I gotta give you some other incredibly irresponsible and unhinged behavior from Marjorie Greene. It's not funny, it's not cute. In this political climate, it's dangerous, irresponsible, and stupid. So back in 2019, she had liked a post on Facebook in regard to basically retaliating against, at the time, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, right? And the comment said that a bullet to the head would be quicker. And she liked that, Marjorie Greene liked that, okay? Now, in one Facebook post from April of 2018, Greene wrote conspiratorially about the Iran deal, one of former President Barack Obama's signature foreign policy achievements. A commenter asked Greene, quote, "Now, do we get to hang them?" Meaning H&O, referring to Obama and Hillary Clinton. Greene replied, "Stage is being set, players are being put in place. We must be patient. This must be done perfectly, or liberal judges would let them off."
So that's how many times she's talked about murdering Democrats. And then remember her latest stupid ad for her stupid podcast where she walks out with the automatic weapon, the assault weapons, and it's all violent imagery and shooting. And then it's not target practice, etc. She's doing it right in front of the Capitol, right? So egging him on. And then, hey, look at that, Trump supporters popping up, trying to murder Obama, trying to murder Biden. Oh, what a coincidence.
Just yesterday, there was a man out of the state of Utah who was making specific and serious threats about assassinating President Joe Biden. Federal agents went to his home to conduct a raid. The guy's gone, he's dead now, okay? So all of this crazy, violent propaganda seeping into the minds of Americans, some of whom have mental health issues, is not funny and it's super irresponsible. But she's gonna keep doing it. She's gonna keep riling people up with all sorts of lies about how Trump was wronged and how the election was stolen. There's nothing that can be done to stop it. She's just gonna keep doing it. She's not the only one.
She's a deranged liar, totally and utterly deranged. And so Republicans, man, find new leaders. They can believe the same things you believe, but they don't have to call for violence and executions, etc. They don't have to try to steal elections and do coups against America and do fake elector plots. And when they lose, cry like babies and then ask their followers to break into the Capitol, try to murder his own vice president. You know, a bunch of deranged lunatics running the Republican Party. And Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump are prime examples. Do better, Republicans. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.